It was a hot and sunny Saturday morning in Florida on Lake Javita. A couple of my friends and I decided we wanted to go fishing, considering we had no chores or plans to do the whole day. My friends Pete, John, James, and I packed a cooler for lunch and set out to our normal fishing spot. We usually fish on a dock nearby our dorm hall that we found and tied to a tree. You can push offshore and the dock will float out into the lake about 30 feet for better fishing opportunities. My friends and I gathered our necessities, jumped on the dock, pushed offshore, and posted up out on the lake. A little time went by with no bites, and by a little time I mean 2 hours. By then we had eaten everything we packed in the cooler and drank the last of our drinks. We were bored and hot at this point. Pete suggested we take a jump into the lake and cool off a little bit. Knowing that the lake has alligators and poisonous snakes made James, John, and I question the idea. Pete started in on calling us all babies and cowards because we were all too scared to go into the water. Peter's nagging eventually made us all take a quick jump into the lake. After we had our quick swim, we were cooled off and ready for more fishing. After a little more time passed and still no bites, James was getting quickly annoyed and we were all suddenly feeling very hot again. James decided, since he jumped in the water once already, that there would be no problem if he did it again. So, James jumped in and this time swam around the water a little bit. John hinted to James that he shouldn't be in there at all, let alone swimming around for fun. Seconds after John had said that, James was all of a sudden in the mouth of an alligator. The alligator was double the size of any of us, which was clear to see that my friends and I had slim chance of fighting the alligator off. The beastly animal began bringing James underwater and twisting him around, and all you could hear was James yelling for help. We were all shocked and scared for James. For a while we just watched in shock and awe, but eventually we had to do something to help him. That is when I jumped into the water and swam over to James and the alligator. I clenched the alligator's back and hung on tight, while he kept twisting around. Eventually he stopped and still had James in his mouth. At that moment I reached up and bopped the alligator in the nose. With the one hit, the alligator let go of James and swam away rapidly. James, to our surprise, was unharmed, besides a little cut on his knee from the alligator's teeth. We quickly got back on the dock and pulled ourselves back in. When we reached land, we all had never been so thankful to be there. John even started to kiss the ground. We went up into Pete's room to get a Band-Aid for James' knee. James put on the Band-Aid and was good as new. We all definitely learned a lesson today, which was never to swim in Lake Javita. Pete also felt bad for calling us babies for not wanting to go in at first. John said, "I told you so" to James, and James just stuck his tongue out back at him. As for me, the hero of the day, everyone congratulated me on saving James' life. To celebrate, we went to dinner at Texas Roadhouse, where they all paid for my dinner.